Hello, I'm Shawn Kent Hayashi. In this video, you'll learn what problem solving is and why it's an important competency if you want to become a star performer, grow to the next level, or become a more inspiring leader. I am an executive coach and a high-performing teams consultant. I work with organizations of all sizes, from small and family-owned businesses, entrepreneurial startups, to industry-leading organizations. I help leaders and teams become high-performing together. My team has identified 25 competencies that are needed for leaders and aspiring leaders to grow, thrive, and lead collaborative, innovative, resilient teams. Today, we're going to cover the competency of problem solving and how to improve your own problem solving skills. Let's dive in. Problem solving is defining, analyzing, and diagnosing key components of a problem to formulate a solution. A problem is something we don't want. It's something that's not going the way we want it to. Sometimes I notice when working with a client team that people are avoiding problem solving. Problem solving and conflict management often go together. See below for a link to my video on conflict management if you know what the problem is and people aren't working together to solve them. That may be impacting both you and your team. People who are well developed in this competency anticipate, identify, and resolve obstacles. They utilize logical processes to analyze and solve all kinds of issues together. They define and develop criteria for optimum solutions. I ask the teams I coach to create an issues list. This is an ongoing list of what's not yet where you want it to be. This gives them permission to talk about the areas they want to improve. Some of my clients now call it a parking lot list because they know we're going to come back to this list and we're going to talk through the issues. All of the things that we're aware of that we've not yet solved. When we can all see the items on the issues list, then we can begin to collaborate and work together to understand the impact and the priority of the problems on the list. Teams meet for an hour each week, or maybe a few minutes each morning, to prioritize and agree on which items they will be working on next. During these meetings, they update each other on progress achieved, and they share where they've hit a brick wall. This enables them to brainstorm and share ideas to explore as next steps. Are you familiar with Odyssey of the Mind? It's an international creative problem-solving program for students. In the past, Odyssey of the Mind problems have challenged its participants to do things like design mechanical dinosaurs, invent new factory machinery, build working vehicles, or write a new chapter to a famous novel, or put a twist on classic artwork, or perhaps turn Pandora's box into a video game. These challenges focus participants to go beyond conventional thinking and to practice problem solving together. They know creative problem solving is a skill. It can be nurtured to be developed and learned. On their Odyssey of the Mind website, it says, while a conventional education is important, learning to solve problems creatively and confidently gives us an important edge in our education and our career goals. There is creativity inside each of us, and Odyssey of the Mind teaches us how to tap into that creativity so that it can be applied to solve real-world problems. From mastering fire to inventing the wheel to creating apps for modern devices, People have advanced because humans are curious and creative problem solvers. These traits lead to more innovation. Creative and critical thinking allow us to not only solve problems, but also to identify needs that can be served. Odyssey of the Mind rewards participants for being curious and creative. In teams, we can take many individual ideas and thoughts and work together to form superior solutions. It's the best of collaborating. Here is a 5-step creative problem-solving process. First, identify the problem. For example, how can we make a new food product with non-fat milk powder? This is one of my clients' challenges. How can we better utilize the space in our warehouse? Is another challenge that a client of mine has recently been working through. Second, we then brainstorm ideas that represent possible solutions. Third, we evaluate the ideas. If we did this, then what? Then what? Then what? We think it out several times. And then fourth, we choose an idea. Which one do you think is the best? Fifth, we take action. And after taking action, we evaluate the results. When we see ourselves as problem solvers, we begin to nurture our curiosity and our original thinking. History is filled with countless discoveries and innovations that were made by individuals who thought differently and followed their creative and curious instincts. If someone is not seeing problems, if someone's not addressing problems directly, then it's likely they may be stuck in fear. This has to do with emotional intelligence. I have several videos on the topic of emotional intelligence, which you'll also find linked below. Consider watching them with your team if you notice that your team is avoiding conflict and problem solving together. If problem solving is a skill you want to develop, apply my coaching tip. First, create an issues list with your team. Then choose one item you want to focus on and use those 5 steps that I shared. You may also want to consider volunteering as a participant, perhaps as a coach or a judge in one of the Odyssey of the Mind team competitions. Be inspired by watching people problem solve in action. This ability works well with the skills of conceptual thinking and creative thinking. If you have not yet watched my videos on those topics, we'll also link them below so you can watch them next. If you would like guidance, direction, and accountability in learning new skills for yourself or your whole team, I'd be delighted to talk with you. To learn more about the Professional Development Group, check out our website, theprofessionaldevelopmentgroup.com. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.